Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to PharmaEd Career Cafe, Episode 4. I am Nisarga, delighted to be your host. We have an exciting and informative session lined up for you. We are honored to have an extremely highly respected professional in the pharmaceutical industry, Dr. Pankaj Gurusahani, sir, with us, who brings an ocean of knowledge and expertise in the pharmaceutical industry. We'll start with a brief introduction of our guest, followed by the question and answer session, where you all have the opportunity to ask your own question to sir. So let's dive right in. Dear guests, I am extremely delighted to introduce Dr. Pankaj Gurusahani, sir, a luminary in the world of sales excellence and human resource development. Currently leading a charge at GSK, Dr. Gurusahani brings over 30 years of invaluable experience in various domains, including learning and development, strategic planning, and business consulting. Sir completed his BSc from Delhi University, post-graduation in HR from Acceleri University, and PhD from West Coast University of Panama. During his journey, Sir worked as a visiting faculty member in different universities. Sir has 10 years of experience in LLD company, expertised in different work roles. He also served as an HR business partner for Reliance Pharma, a division of Reliance Life Sciences. Aside from that, Sir had excellent experience at AstraZeneca's Director of Sales Training. For now, Sir is working as a Head of Sales Excellence in GSK. His journey is marked by a pursuit of excellence, evident in his role in shaping human resource processes, crafting leadership programs, and driving talent initiatives. Dr. Gulsani's expertise isn't confined to a corporate layer. He's a trailblazer in the pharmaceutical industry, championing commercial excellence and digital learning solutions. Let's extend a warm welcome to Dr. Pankaj Gulsahani, sir, as we embark on an enriching journey of insights and inspiration. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's a quite a exhaustive introduction, but that's what the LinkedIn says, which is fine. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Hello, sir.
Kudos. Hi.
Sorry to interrupt. Hi, sir. How are you? Good evening. Good evening,
I'm good.
everyone.
I'm good.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing good, guys. I can see a good number, 110, here, and people are still joining, and our interns are joining here. So I'm very glad to have sir on board, and thank you, our host, and thanks to our interns. And you guys have done wonderful job, and you guys are doing a great job right now. So, guys, let me tell you that we have our esteemed guest today, Dr. Pankaj Gursani sir. He's from GSK, and I was talking to him when we were inviting him. My only concern and my only ask to all of you is, please ask a lot of questions because he is expert of his field. Okay, he will be presenting his expertise in first 30-40 minutes, but the main thing you will get it by your questions. Okay, he will be talking about pharmaceutical excellence. He'll be talking about the career opportunities, multiple things, but don't keep your questions with you. Okay, ask your questions to sir, and as much as you will be asking, others, your friends, your colleagues will be getting the answers. Okay, one question can answer others queries also, right? And today is the wonderful, I will say, the correct and the right topic for all of you, because going to talk about we are going to talk about what your career opportunities and how you can enter the market, right? So, guys, please be here and be focused, and learn as much as you can and ask as much as questions you can, because this is the opportunity for all the aspirants, all the new people who are going to get into the market in maybe the next year or next few years, right? So best wishes from my side, and I would like to say thank you to Dr. Pankaj Gursani sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, and be with us here to guide our students. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ajit. A quick check. I hope I'm audible and I'm
Yes,
visible
perfectly
also.
fine. Yes,
Wonderful.
visible. Your slides are visible. You can make it full screen, sir. And please, over
Yeah.
to you, sir.
So, okay, I'll give a bit of a background also. When Dr. Ajit and the team also approached me, look, it has been a wonderful opportunity for all of us to interact, and it helps two ways. Trust me. uh, from my point of view, it is a pro bono kind of a service, because I truly believe whatever we have learned from the community, we should give it back, right? So happy to get connected with all of you, even on Sunday evening. Glad to see all of you coming here on Sunday evening, because you guys are very serious about your career, right? So that's the only reason why you are here. Otherwise, there was no other reason it should be. And obviously, kudos to the faculty who have been organizing such conversations, some talk. Will that lead to some tangible results? I don't know, honestly speaking. But it might stimulate your thought process. It might give you some insights, what is required to be in industry and what is required to be sustainable in the industry also. So I will be sharing that perspective as much as possible. And as Dr. Jeet rightly mentioned, ask as much as possible. Young generation, as I say, always have a curious mind. So don't imagine, don't expect all the best answers, number one. At the same time, it should not stop you to ask any question. Don't you even think, ki, okay, if I ask this question, it's very basic question, it's a very stupid question? No, there's no stupid question. As long as you're asking a question, it's not a stupid question at all. So no hesitation, feel free to ask. Yeah. What I've done it, by the way, I have made a small presentation for all of you, just to give you what is happening in the industry today. uh, I like to believe you may be knowing it, but even if you are not, I have given you some more information also, as it can be. Yeah, and this information is very legit, available in internet also. You can scan through more, you can dig more, completely your call. So allow me to share my screen in a slideshow, and then let me know when to start. I'll get started on that. So what I'm thinking, maybe I'll spend 15 to 20 minutes on the presentation, not more than that. And then I would love to invite questions, conversation, interaction, whichever way it can be of some help to you. Yeah. So let us start that. Yeah. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you very much, sir. Just a second, please. Yeah. Okay. All right, fine. As the name says, my name is Dr. Pankaj and Gurusahani. Why doctor? Because I done my PhD, so that's the reason I call it doctor, like Dr. Ajit. Uh, and that's me only. So nothing much have changed, even though it's a 5-year-old picture. But I guess that's the same. It is. I'm very much based out of Mumbai. I work for GSK, but this presentation of mine, it doesn't represent GSK at all. It is only my personal view, which I'm sharing. It has got no bearing on my current and my previous organization. Even though my designation, my organization name have been mentioned purely for the identification purpose. So what you're going to get from me, from an individual, not from the person with the designation called head sales excellence, right? So these are all my personal views. So with this, let's brace ourselves and let's start the journey together. I want to give you some facts around Indian pharmaceutical market. It's a massive market, and I've given you some numbers, some facts, facts which cannot be denied, right? For example, we talk about our market is ranked number 3 by volume and 14 by value. So that's a huge, right? We also support 50% of global vaccine demand, which I'm sure you can relate during the COVID time, when we are exporting, the COVID shield, other things to the other markets also. And we are very proud to say that we are the number one, generic products manufacturer in the entire world, because we contribute 40% of US population and 25% of all medication in UK. So that's an immense responsibility on which we move ahead as far as the market is concerned. If I talk about domestic market, my goodness, we have got 3,000 players. When I say players, mean 3,000 top companies. But if I talk about unorganized sector, the number can be around 27 to 28,000, right? But the integrated, the ethical ways and means, there are 3,000 players are there, and we have got almost 10,000 plus manufacturing site, majority multiple stockists, which is around 45,000, and obviously we are dealing with more than 10 lakh plus pharmacists. Yeah, so that's a volume on which we are looking at, right? And I've given you certain numbers also, the promise which the industry is making, that we intend to grow by 3x, by so and so billion dollar company, and that's what we are looking forward to ourselves. and that makes us very very attractive in the world market also, because we are the sole contributor to 30 to 40% of overall pharmaceutical business all over the world. Now, question has always been asked: what makes Indian pharmaceutical market the center of attraction for anybody, right? Anybody who has a basic common sense, a basic business sense, he or she would not like to ignore Indian market. Obviously, we are the leading pharma producer. It's given, as I told you already, right? No big country, developed country, can work without our contribution to them. That's the reality of life, including UK and US. Number two, we are the highest exporter in the world. In fact, 24% of the global exporting generic drugs are done by India only. So be proud of that. That we are not only looking after the population of India, but we are also trying to address the disease burden of the world market also. And obviously that makes us the fastest growing industry all over the country, right? And some people call us a sunshine industry also. I mean, it's a joke, but it's a serious also. It says, whatever happened, the worst thing happened to the world, the natural calamity happened, but one industry will keep shining, is the pharmaceutical industry. Because, like it or not, unfortunately, you cannot walk away from the disease. And as long as disease is there, the industry will prolong and prevail. Now, I'm not saying that we should pray for disease to happen, but it's a harsh reality of life that in our family, at least one person in our family is diagnosed, detected by one of the disease also, which could be asthma, COPD, diabetes, cardiovascular, eye disease, skin disease, and due respect, even the cancer. So if that's the case be, how can you avoid something called pharmaceutical industry? And that's the reason we call it a sunshine industry. It's also a rapidly growing healthcare sector, and obviously we also offer a robust growth in the biotech industry also. So it's not that we only manufacturing the pills and injections, but we are going beyond that, even making a lot of research and a lot of progress in the biotech industry point of view also. Now, you should also know what is changing. As they say that the change is the constant factor. On the left side, if you can see, this is what we are. Our market Sensex has gone to 75,000, or just recently on Friday itself. Our insurance sector is going up. Spending power is growing within the population also, especially among the youngsters. We don't mind spending, 1,000 rupees worth of, ticket in the multiplex, having a good cushiony sofa. We don't mind going to the good restaurant with the family, spending 5,000 rupees in one evening dinner itself. We don't mind going to any of the good, hill station location, or out or up country, or outside, world trip also. So it's happening, right? You can sense it. Our middle class is also where you and we belong to, are also growing in terms of our growth, in terms of our the way of living, the quality of life. And obviously we have been labeled as a fast track economy. Along with that, yes, obviously India is well bitten by the startup culture, and even our government is also driving the component called make in India. So that's what it is changing. If this is what is changing, how it is impacting your and my industry, which we call Indian pharmaceutical marketing, which means what? I have got better healthcare facilities compared to what it used to be 10, 12 years back. Well, you'll agree, disagree. A lot of digitization has happened, in the last 7, 8 years time, especially during COVID time. Many online platforms are there. Internet penetration, though, you can imagine it is happening with the small kids also nowadays. Online platform, I'm sure each one of you must be buying every week some item from online. Yeah, right from food to clothing. Access to medicine has really improved thanks to e-pharmacies also. And more importantly, there used to be a situation, हम बोलते थे कि look, you may not get the best of the medicine in the small villages, and also no, that's not true anymore. Today my e-pharmacy is ensuring that it's going everywhere to the last mile, right? So that's there. And well, with a lot of pride and proud, you can say our literacy rate also have improved. Has it gone to the level of UK, US? Of course not. But what it used to be, 10 years back, there is a remarkable difference between the two. So this is what the a positive impact what you see in the industry as well. What is the advantage with India? As they call it, advantage India. Number one, we offer the cost efficiency. Wherever you go in the world, the same drug what you get for, let's say, $50, I will sell you for 50 rupees, right? So that's the cost difference what we have. And by the way, mind you, without compromising on the quality. So we call it a cost efficiency. Number two, very obviously, economic is also driving for us, because our growth economy is brilliant. GDP is growing by 6.5%. And as I told you already, the government is also is driving the agenda of healthcare, right? So if that's the case, be a lot of money being pumped up by the government for insurance, for protecting people, building a lot of hospitals and other facilities also. Yeah, you one can argue long way to go, but I think the sense of prevailing very well, within the community also, especially during a COVID time and post COVID time, what we realize. And that's the reason today, the government does not see pharmaceutical industry as or healthcare industry as just a sales and marketing, but more they see as a social cause. So that's a big advantage what we have, which we carry. And obviously, because of that, there's a lot of policy support has come in our front. There was a time we used to take 5 or 6 years or 10 years to bring the research molecule in India, but not anymore. Today, what I'm launching in US, same day I'm launching in India also. And there was a time when we used to say, कि नहीं, पहले you have to bring Indian trials first, then we'll allow you. But today, government is quite lenient to say, no, that's okay. You bring the medicine basis on the UK and US trial, and you bring it now. But along with that, you conduct the Indian trial also. So that way, the lot of conduciveness has come from the policy support point of view. And obviously, yes, if all these things are going, the lot of venture capitalists investments in coming in our way, especially in the pharmaceutical sector. Well, I'm not trying to promote you the trading also here, but just to give you one snapshot, you pick up any, I repeat, any top 30 companies or top 50 companies in pharmaceutical, pick up their share, what is today and what it was 5 years back. Jesus, it's a huge chunk, right? It's a huge chunk to talk about. I'm talking about 10x, 20x kind of a growth what they have seen. And that conveys to you that there's a lot of faith in the industry, by the investors, by the government, and that makes India makes more, I think, excitable. There are important segments in Indian pharmaceutical industry which you should know. Number one, obviously, you're aware of it. Active pharmaceutical ingredients is the one which is almost contribute 35% of the world market. Uh, Contract research and manufacturing services. Uh, uh, the good part and sad part I'll talk to about it. When we say India में बहुत problem है, India has got these issues because the population is very high, and I respect that population is very high. Yeah, you can't offer job to everybody. That's the one way to look at. Or you can't improve the poverty across all 1.4 billion population. You can argue that. But if you flip the coin from our point of view, the population means more patients. Population means more people can be put into trial. So that's the reason the clinical research is also happening in a very aggressive way in India. Uh, what trial it takes in Japan to conclude in 10 years time, in India it can happen in 3 years, because the number of patients for that particular disease are massive, huge. uh, if you go to entire Europe, you will get, let's say, 30-40 patients all over the Europe for rare disease, but in India you will get you will get the same number in one small town. So that's the one positive what you can say, but it also helping the industry to grow. It is also helping the country to build more research and manufacturing services across the nation. And obviously, we are not limiting ourselves for the pill manufacturing, but we are also focusing on biosimilar markets because that's the future, and we want to stay with the future as well. And obviously, as I told you already, formulations mein to we are the largest exporter. There is no one who can even beat us, including China. So that's how there are sectors which is driving the Indian pharmaceutical sector. Uh, what is IPM today, as far as the numbers are concerned? Just to give you some snapshot, that's my industry and your industry, which is standing at around 1,84,000 crores. Massive, huge, growing at a rate of CAGR 10% growth, which means year by year I am expected to add almost 18,000 crore, which means if you put the arithmetic here, next year it will be, let's say, 2 lakh plus crore. Next to next year it will come to 2 lakh 2 lakh 30 230 lakhs crore. So that way it's going to grow up exponentially, if I have to say so. If I talk about the channel split, there are two channels, are there three channels rather: retail, hospital, and 7% doctor, which means they are the one who dispense. Obviously 83% belongs to retailers, which means pharmacies, 10% belongs to hospital, and obviously some doctor who dispense also 7% stays with them. When I talk about the therapy areas where we are doing, I think both the therapy areas, acute and chronic, are doing equally good. Acute contribute 37%. When I say acute, means a normal fever, cough and cold, some skin infection happening here, some LRTI, low respiratory tract infection, otitis media. So these are all basically acute. Chronic, obviously, you know more than me. We are talking about diabetes, so asthma, COPD, and other metabolic disorders, including cardiovascular. This is chronic, and no
Excuse me,
surprises.
sir.
No surprise.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you between, but sir, are you sharing your screen because slides are not moving? We got stuck on first slides itself.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
But why it is so? Because here it's being okay. Give me a second, please.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Can you see now?
Yes, sir. We are
Uh,
seeing seven slide.
okay. Can you see like this also?
Yeah, yeah. We can see now.
But I'm surprised when I'm putting it in a slideshow. Why it is not visible to you? Hmm. Uh, all right, guys. Small technical glitches happens. Just give me a second. Let's try one more time, and then we will see. Can you see it now? What are you seeing it now? If somebody can confirm me.
So we are seeing sixth slide.
Okay.
Important segments in Indian pharmaceutical. Yes.
Can you see the animation also now? The four pointer which I've mentioned.
No, sir. Not animation.
No, 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 no. Okay, 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 okay. Got it. So listen, guys. In GSK, we don't follow Zoom actually. Yet I'm using the official device to make this presentation. So let me see which other way I can support the cause. As of now, can you see that the whole slide? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है ठीक है ऐसा ही करते
Yes,
हैं
sir.
no
Now.
no no problem no problem. So let me go like this, right? So that's the sectors which I was talking about, right? Which is talking about APIs, contract manufacturing, biosimilars, and formulation, and the industry I was talking about this. Now you can see. I hope you can see the slide now.
Yes, sir. It is
Good.
visible.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Apologies, folks, but क्या करें? There's no other choice. So we talk about the pharma size. As I told you already, we are dealing with almost 2 lakh plus sort of an industry, huge, growing at 10% CAGR. I've already told you the channel splits also, as well as the therapy areas on which we are prevailing. So even if you see both the therapy areas, acute and chronic, they're growing at 11 and 13%. So, it is such a large base. If you're growing by 10 plus double digit growth, that tells you and tells me that we are in a very stable and sustainable industry to talk about it. Okay. Any double digit growth is immense, massive. When I talk about the competitive landscape, here we talk about, like it or not, MNC versus Indian companies, right? And both the industries, both the sectors offers equal amount of opportunities today. But obviously the Indian companies have grown in last 30 years exponentially because of the policies support by the government and everything. And there are restrictions on MNCs also at some point of time in terms of introducing the patented brands and the protection of the patented brands. But having said that, if I talk about the top five companies, what we have today, Sun Pharmaceutical, Abbott is a multinational. I'll come again, Indian company, Mankind, growing very well, and so is the GSK also. So we are talking about some solid multinational companies as well as some Indian multinational companies. So when I mention Indian multinational, Sun Pharmaceutical, Alchem, Mankind, they also export outside. So you can say, "Arey, ye to Indian companies have," but from outside world, they are the multinationals. And likewise, I can add more companies here like Lupin, like Entas, like Torrent. Uh, I mean, the scale is huge, right? So that's your IPM industry. What we are talking about, which companies are and how they're performing. In nutshell, if I talk about pharmaceutical industry, look at these numbers, which tells you a lot. For example, we deal with the population of 1.4 billion. That's given. Okay, male female ratio, you can see it very well. The sad part here is, against this population of 1.4 billion, we have only 9 lakh doctors qualified. Huh? I'm not adding here quacks or allopathic and homeopathic. I'm talking about only the MBBS and above doctors, right? So I'm talking about allopathic doctor, not the Ayurvedas and the homeopathics of the world. So 9 lakh doctors. So when I say 9 lakh doctors against the massive population of 1.4, it's massive, which means we as a nation, we don't have a sufficient qualified doctors to take care of the disease burden. Wherein, if I see, if I see today in our country, out of 10 billion, there could be around 10 crore people who are suffering from diabetes. Diagnosed one, huh, by the way. Undiagnosed number can be anything. Any wild imagination you can put it. If I talk about another 10 crores come from your cardiovascular problem, the hypertension, the heart attacks and all that. God. So that's another 10 crore. Asthma, COPD put together approximately 8 to 9 crores. Right? And if I talk about something called CNS, cancer, and all that, under 2 to 3 crores, which means at any point of time, you have got 30 crore plus population going through chronic therapies. 30 crore. And we don't have a sufficient clinician to treat them. We don't have many hospitals to make sure that they get the best of the facilities. So we have only 25,000 hospitals. So that's the reason government has taken up agenda to invest more on hospitals. Okay, retailers, stockist, and pharma manufacturing. That's not my problem, frankly speaking. I mean, we are good at that. On my right side, we have a strength. Okay, these numbers are sufficient enough to penetrate anywhere. I can go to the smallest of the market also to make sure the retailers are there, the chemists are there, the stockists are there, the manufacturers are there. Our problem is on the left side when you see on the doctor and hospital front as a nation. But having said that, that makes them, I would say, a very special breed, a very niche breed also, because they are the one who are making it sure that Indian population remain healthy. Yeah. So there is a scope. At the same time, there is an opportunity. Yeah. When I talk about the market complexities, now I would not choose the word market complexities, but that's the way the industry is. Pay attention. On the top, you have a manufacturer. Now, manufacturer जो है, he sends the stocks. Let's say if I'm the manufacturer, GSK, and if I send the stocks, I have got my CNF agents, I've got my super stockist, and from there I maintain a very good cold chain, making it sure that all my drugs have reached to my stockist in the same temperature, same degree, even under the temperature of 47 to 40 degree, which currently is prevailing. So that's my stockist, and from the stockist it goes to what you call the retailers, right, and the wholesalers also. Now that's a one area. Another ways manufacturers is also influence the sales team, the commercial team, to meet the doctors, to generate the prescription, and the prescription demand goes up, and the prescription goes to the retailers. Retailer basically buy sell the stocks, and when he sells the stocks, he give a order to the wholesaler. Wholesaler give a order to the stockist. Stockist give a order to the CNF. A CNF gives a order to the manufacturer. So look at it. It's a reverse engineering also happening. Yeah. And from the pharmacies, obviously the people will get the medicine. On the right side also, you can see the manufacturer also supplies to the hospitals and institute directly also. So this is how the market is operating, which means what? No matter how digitally we are advanced, but as an industry, we are yet very, 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 I would say, uh, people dependent, and nothing wrong in that, and nothing shame in that. That's the way it should be, but that's the reality and we have to accept that, which means when you see for yourself, you will see where are the opportunities for you to grow in the same industry, right? Be it a part of manufacturing, be it a part of a sales team, be it a part of supply chain management, or be it a part of a hospital and institute, right? So let me move forward quickly. Give me a second, please. Okay. Now let's talk about the stakeholders. Now, when I say the stakeholders, uh, they are the one who basically drive the industry. When I say HCP, I'm talking about healthcare professionals. Obviously, they are required to be there to treat the prescription, to give the prescription, and to treat the disease. At the same time, you have to have a pharmacy retailers to make sure that the medicine is available freely, so that they can honor the prescription. And the pharmacy also rely on the authorized wholesalers, very very important. But among all three, the most important person is the patient. अगर वो ही नहीं होगा तो all the three are totally jobless. So obviously today, if you want to grow in the industry, you can't ignore the patient. So whatever the marketing strategy or medico marketing strategies or protocol which we are driving it, the disease protocol, the drug protocol which we are building it, the new drug which you are trying to build across to address unmet need, we keep patient in the center every time. Because if we say कि, okay, this drug cannot help the patient, then what's the point of having the drug in the first place, right? There are some companies globally, if I talk about it, they say I'm going to launch 10 new molecules. Okay, so what's the big deal? I'm going to launch 10 new molecules in the next 5 years. Okay, what's the big deal? No, but my 10 new molecules are going to serve the life of 10 million patients. Now, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal also, because with this, I'm addressing the large disease burden all across the world. So that's the reason why patient has come into the very important fold. So that's our major number one stakeholder. Today, if I have to pick which one is my number one stakeholder, I would say patient is first, two is HCP, third is the pharmacy, and fourth is the authorized dealer. There are some more influencer to pharma sales. Basically, I mean, what drives a business? A, commercial teams, the sales and marketing, who are the heart of our industry. If they are not there, then imagine nothing much will move. And I can say with a lot of pride and proud as well, when the COVID was there, nobody was having, everybody was being told to work from home for the safety point of view, but only two industry was working day in day out. One was the supplier of the milk and the supplier of the medication, which is pharmaceutical industry. So commercial team had a huge role to play. Kudos to you and my sincere salute to them, because the manner they worked during a COVID time, it is unparalleled. Even today when I talk about people work in the field also at the temperature of 47 to 52 degree, it required a lot of guts, it required a lot of passion to sell. So commercial teams are very strong. Then I talk about continuous medical education. You know why? Because the research is on, the new data is coming, the new disease is coming, right? And there has to be ongoing medical education. Doctors who graduated somewhere in the year 2001 or 2002, they are not aware of many new drugs which has come. उन्हें कौन पढ़ाएगा? It is our responsibility. Yeah. And obviously the influencer are chemists and druggists, and very importantly the trials which we conduct in India day in day out. So that when you build a trial, you build a Indian data, you bring more medication to the country, also the world best possible medication. So this is how the influencer have a role to play as a pharmaceutical is concerned. Now quickly I move on to my last few pieces here. Yes. Now this is the industry which we are talking about. Now what is stored for you when you new young guns are going to join us? What's the road for success for you? And I can tell you very clearly. In fact, yesterday I was having a conference and I was a panelist there also. It says future of pharma in 2024, and I was one of the panelists on the L&D front, learning and development front, from some of the best houses. One was from Cipla, other person was from Elcom, and myself was from GSK obviously, and of course Glenmark. So, and the other four companies, thankfully, have got a good reputation in the space of L&D as well, learning and development. And we are talking about it. What makes us stand apart from the rest of the industries. I can tell you, as an industry, we offer the best onboarding program. Seriously speaking, and I'm talking about an onboarding program, blended one, which has got a lot of e-learning courses, face-to-face learning, training, and we talk about the onboarding journey itself is for 6 months. So that makes us stand out. At the same time, a lot of focus has been given in our industry on coaching and development, especially on the job coaching, right? Because we know that coaching is important. Essential people do talk about coaching in the industry, but they don't preach, they don't practice. But as an industry, pharmaceutical, we are very much there. We have got processes placed in the system where the frequency of coaching being monitored, the quality of coaching being seen. The idea is very simple. The development of individuals should happen very fast. Why? Because as an industry, we not only focus on product development, but we also focus on the people development. So both the developments are important. And along with that, the talent mapping, the career progressions also happen. At the same time, a lot of focus of ongoing training to make sure that the person who joins us should be performing day in day out, and there is a massive amount of capability improvement is happening. Yeah. The career tree, typically speaking, if I give you one snapshot from the sales point of view, and this is happening as we speak, people do come join us in sales, then they tend to become a brand managers, the training manager, they become a first line sales manager, and eventually they grow and become an RBM to marketing manager. So I'm talking about a journey of let's say 0 to 7 to 8 years, and that's to me is a very progressive growth compared to any industry. I mean, imagine if you become a marketing manager or a RBM, second line sales manager in a growing house. Obviously, you stand out in the market in terms of your CTC, in terms of your zone of influence and everything. So that's the career tree on which, as an industry, we operate. But I want to tell you one more important thing. If you want to work in this industry and if you want to sustain it, one quality one need to have very importantly, yeah, and that tells you through my next slide, and it's a quote from the Warren Buffett, and please read through it along with me. What it says very simply, and it says you are looking for three things generally in a person: A, intelligence; B, energy, the enthusiasm, yeah, and integrity. And what it says if they don't have the last one, which means the integrity, we don't even bother with the first two, which means no, that holds true with any job. But in our industry, integrity, the ethical behavior is of utmost important. And today, with the code of conduct has been changing day in, day out. Uh, and since as an industry, we are seen as a social cause, we really want to make sure that our conduct become much more ethical, which means the right clinical trial with the right patient type, selling the science, not the price, is utmost important. And whatever you do it in a very ethical way. And today, every top company in the industry is more concerned about their reputation, right? They want to be seen as the most admired company, not the number one company. That's the shift which I have seen. Or nowadays media also has become much more strong. Whatever the small thing you do which is not a good thing or bad thing, uh, uh, it published like anything, right? And media can propagate you like anything and can destroy reputation for once for all. Yeah. So that way every company in the industry has become more cognizant of the ethical behavior, the ethical code of conduct, and they demand, not expect, they demand typically by a day in day out you live the, the business code of conduct. So that's, I thought I'll share with you. That's also changing trend. What was not there 15-20 years back, but today it has become a core of the business being ethical. Now, in conclusion, I mean, I would say one thing, that we as an industry in the service of serving patients, serving community, create awareness around the disease, bringing the newer healthcare medications and solution, probably try to minimize the agony and pain from the life of a normal person. And the good part is we make a difference in people's life and yet we get paid for it. Look, you and me, if we are in an industry, we don't sell burgers, we don't sell cigarettes, which means we don't sell disease. We, thankfully, we give them a solution to live long. And that's how it is. And I can tell you one thing with my own rich experience also. the sort of a good companies I have associated with, we have launched some brilliant solutions which has saved millions of patient lives in India. And I can say with a lot of pride and proud that I must have saved also millions of patient lives with my ethical behavior day in, day out. And that's the way I see it. Good old days, I was trained as a diabetic educator, and those days people were scared of taking insulin shot, and I used to go to people houses to train them on how to take the insulin shot. And trust me, when 80-year-old woman is giving me a blessing, or sometimes they're touching my feet with utmost embarrassment, even those things have happened. But in the hindsight, I was realizing it. Look, what a kind profession we are in. पैसा भी मिलता है, recognition भी मिलता है, but imagine the blessings what we get, from the people. So that's the reason it makes this industry lot more special in my mind and in my heart, and that's the reason I say it's a sunshine industry. So that's all I thought I'll share with you all. And now I'll take a pause here and look forward to hear any questions, any comments you have. More than happy. But once again, my apologies that initial hiccups were there, that the slides were not moving through Zoom, but that's okay. I think I have still tried to convey whatever I wanted to convey. But I'll take a pause once again. But I want to leave you with this one final thought. It says excellence is not a skill, it's an attitude. And I love to believe that all of you have that attitude to improve, to excel in life. So, with this thought, I really wish you the very successful career ahead, whether this industry or any other industry, but I'm sure you will make the mark of yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a great presentation, and many of our doubts were cleared with each slide. And we'll definitely keep in mind how essential are intelligence, energy, and integrity in a person. So it's the time to learn from your wealth of knowledge and experience. To
Yeah,
kick things off, I would love to start the most interesting session of question and answers. Shall I start, sir?
by all means, I have what else I have to do now, so I'll answer it, whatever you want
Yes.
to ask.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So my first question is, so when I was going through your LinkedIn profile, one thing that blew my mind was your 3 decades of experience in the pharmaceutical industry. So could you please share more about your journey and what initially attracted you to this field?
Okay. Look, frankly speaking, I was not a very bright student when I was in college days. I must tell you, I was the average student getting second divisions only, you know, and thankfully I was happy with that. Doesn't mean that I was not ambitious, but I think my mind was somewhere else during those days. Uh, and what happened when I came to third year, all of my friends are into some jobs. I'm talking about late 80s and early 90s. And I was from a good middle class family background in the sense socio-economic status was fine. So money was not important. कि मेरे को पैसा कमाना ही कमाना है. But I realized they become very independent so early, and I was still depending on my parents, pocket money and all that. Mind you, just to give you one snapshot, in 1988, my pocket money was 100 rupees. So, but those were the economical days as well, and we used to enjoy within that 100 rupees as well. Then I realized, nahi yaar, I really have to go for a job and everything. And somehow I had some sort of a uh, decent personality to influence people. So I realized, chalo yaar, sales mein try karte hain. And since my father was also in the same industry, he was in pharmaceuticals only. So I got partially influenced by his career growth also. So I started. And I remember I passed out in the month of June to 1988, and July I start applying, and in 1 week I got 3 jobs. All the three companies offered me a job. One was Emerk, one was Bocard, and third was US Vitamin. And I, being me myself, I went ahead with a multinational called Emerk. So that's how I started. And when I joined Emerk, it's a very different company altogether. But I really enjoyed my 18 to 21 days of training in Hotel Farias. Brilliant five-star hotel, best facilities, amazing. And I'll tell you what happened to me during that time. And this is something very strange you should know. And I wanted to share with you also. This is how it helped me a lot. There was a letter that came to me कि you have been appointed to come and join on so and so date in Hotel Frias. You're entitled to take second AC fare. Remember, you're entitled to second AC fare. Please come. तो ठीक है. And somehow I could not get the second AC. I could get the third AC. Ticket नहीं मिली. It's like this. So my father told me one thing, कि look Pankaj, you're entitled for second AC, but please claim third AC only. I said, why? He said, look here, this is what you spent, no? So you should get that only. Why you want to take more? I said, okay. And I followed his advice blindly as a good obedient son. कि चलो पापा ने बोला तो कुछ सोच के ही बोला होगा, तो ठीक है. So I went there. Good training was happening, and I was ranked third, by the way, that entire batch. So I did exceptionally well. चलो कहीं तो अच्छा काम किया. So 91% score I still remember I got, which I never dreamt. But nonetheless, when the day come to submit the proof of the ticket and get the money, everybody came through second class, not even second AC. Everybody came through third class, second class, whatever class they came, but they claimed second AC. But I said, no, this is my third AC ticket. Give me this money only. 478 rupees, something itna kuch tha. Rajdhani, from Delhi to Bombay. So somebody asked me, Arey, why you are having a loss of 300 rupees? Claim na likha to hai usme. You follow the protocol. What makes you think that you have to do third AC? Even the bosses came and asked me, why are you claiming third AC? I said, sir, third AC hai, to third AC claim karunga na. So this is how it started, but it gave them a very good impression about me. Ki this person seems to be very different from the other, and credit goes to my dad. Second thing, the last day they're having a celebration, farewell party. चलो कल से आप काम पे जा रहे हो. So we have a good official gala dinner, if I have to say so, where the beer drinks were offered as well. वो करते हैं लोग, right? Industry में होता है. So in those days we did not have internet or mobile phone, so I used to call my parents also every third, fourth day, telephone booth में जाके कि भाई क्या हाल चाल है, क्या है. So when I was talking to my father also, again the advice came कि look, what do you drink? I said I do drink, but he says listen, that night when you're having a gala dinner, drink only one glass. Make sure that you don't drink much. I want you to be stable, because people do observe when you drink or you over drink also. So be cautious about it. And I think it was the best advice I have ever got. मैंने कहा चलो. And really, when you just drink in limit also, you get to see how people are conducting, and people do observe. People do observe us also, and through us they observe our family background as well. So ये कुछ मेरे लिए healthy starts हुए, and because of that, probably because of my good work, I got promoted in a very tender age of 22. I became a first line sales manager. Even though my parents were not very happy me joining the industry because they want me to pursue MBA. तो मैंने कहा नहीं मदर चिंता मत करो, I'll do MBA also. I started doing the part-time MBA also from Vidya Bhavan from Delhi, diploma course, and I thankfully got promoted also. So दोनों काम हो गया, promotion भी हो गया, and I got a diploma also. Not a full-fledged MBA, but diploma हो गया. I want to satisfy my mother also कि look, I'm also upgrading myself as you wanted, and that's how it started. But the biggest thing which has happened to me when Eli Lilly came into the market, and I applied the job over there also, and thankfully I got selected as a first batch, and I was the one who launched Lilly way back in 1993 in Hyderabad. And I did not know Hyderabad was the capital of Andhra Pradesh. Being a Delhi-hite Delhi boy, we thought Delhi is the only world. We never saw beyond anything in Delhi or maybe northern India. So that's the way I got to see the culture, a different culture altogether, different people. And I want to tell you why is this thing, that at your age, don't limit yourself to your zone of comfort. You should go outside your zone of comfort to see different world. और इंडिया में बहुत कुछ देखने को है, lot to learn also. So Hyderabad was a brilliant stint. Even though language was a barrier for me, but no, I think my work ethics, my overall conduct overcome that barrier, because doctor used to speak in English. So for me, that is completely fine. My team were basically all speaks in English, so that was fine, or Hindi. It is only some retailers and all that where the Telugu was difficult to communicate, and I used to rely on my people. But those 2 years, I really had a good time, and I saw some of the amazing places in Andhra. उस time Telangana नहीं था, it was only Andhra Pradesh. So Kakinada, Rajamundry, Vizag, amazing coastal belt. I even learned to eat crabs and prawns also over there. So, being a non-vegetarian, I really enjoyed my stint. The point I'm trying to say that you explore new things, the new cuisines also, and the new culture. That's great. Came back to दिल्ली अगेन बट ऑन जॉब रोटेशन बिकॉज द कंपनी सेज कि पंकज बहुत आपने सेल्स कर लिया, नाउ गो फॉर a cross functional move. So I become a part of a training also, and I started doing training for all therapy area, which is a completely different job. Sitting in an office, working 9 to 5, I've never imagined. Sometimes I was thinking, अरे क्या हो रहा है मेरे साथ? This is not the job cut out for me. इतना सोचना पड़ता है, so much of analysis to be done. But it really paid a lot of dividend to me in terms of my own personal development, my communication skills, my articulation, my overall personality. I think it went through sea change. So much so, my wife and my parents told me also that you look to be a very changed person compared to what we saw you 5 years back, yeah, 3 years back. So I even asked you, well, what do you mean by change? A positive or negative? No, positive change only. Thank God. So this is how it started, and then again I went back to sales as a RBM, regional sales manager. But I went to this time to Kolkata. So imagine Delhi to Hyderabad, Hyderabad to Delhi, but again then went to Kolkata. Different stream, and people don't like to go to eastern belt of the country even today. कि बड़ी लगार्ड मार्केट है, लोग ऐसे ही हैं, कंजर्वेटिव हैं, but I really enjoyed it. It was a true culture capital of the country, and the people were great, and we excelled very well over there. Also, got promoted, came back to Delhi again, but as a head of oncology. So there are a lot of career progression happened with me, but the idea was keep experimenting it. Don't say no to the opportunity is something I would also encourage all of you, whether it's a place or a new role or new job title. And from head of oncology, I become a head of training again in Lilly. So 13 years में I got a 5 different jobs in Lilly, and to me it was the best time happened. And then one fine day मेरे को लगा कि चलो यार अब industry change करते हैं, let's try new industry, new market. So I went to Chevron Lubricants, and that too in Bombay. Now, welcome. I came to the capital, I would say financial capital of the country from the political capital, right? So imagine the move: cultural capital, Kolkata; political capital, Delhi. Now I've come to financial capital. And there I became a part of a Chevron Lubricants, and then I joined Reliance Life Sciences. Very small stints I had, but had a good time. In fact, the first recession which happened in 2008, my job was laid off. I was jobless also for 4 or 5 months, but company compensated me very well because one fine day, Reliance almost threw 40,000 employees in a 2 months time to survive and sustain. And I did not know the term called recession before that. हमें लगता था कि चलो अगर आप मेहनत से काम कर रहे हो, अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, nobody will touch you, you will remain untouchable. But many of time external environment are so difficult, you really have to survive. You have to make sure that you remain relevant into the job. So that was a big learning for me. And grace of God, I got even a bigger and better job in AstraZeneca and now in Bangalore. So, what a journey it was. I repeat again, Delhi to Hyderabad, Hyderabad to Delhi, Delhi to Kolkata, Kolkata to Delhi, Delhi to Bombay, now Bombay to Bangalore. And I was a head of a training department for AstraZeneca. Also had a good, I would rather say, other global opportunities. But in the meanwhile, what I did, thankfully and smartly, I upgraded myself, because if I have to compete with youngsters like you, I need to upgrade myself as well, and I need to make sure that I'm up there on my knowledge base. So I did my MBA also from XLRI Jamshedpur. It was a 2 years course. I did from Bombay, but when I landed there in Bangalore, I finished that. So 1 year I did from Mumbai, 1 year I did from Bangalore. But thankfully, I got through a very good grade of 68.4 if I recall. So वो भी अच्छा गया मेरे लिए. And then one fine day I was thinking और क्या करना चाहिए, and I'm already in my mid 40s. Is there anything I can do? Then thought of becoming a scholar doctorate also came to my mind, and there was an opportunity. थोड़ा सोचा और किया जाए, पैसे भी लग रहे थे काफ़ी, but I thought नहीं यार, if you want to upgrade yourself you have to invest yourself like this. So I went for a PhD as well, and it took me 3.5 years to complete my PhD. So idea was very simple that a you grow in the industry, you grow in your career, but you must upgrade yourself. If you don't upgrade yourself, then there may be a stagnancy, and then it's difficult. So if I have survived or if I've thrived in 3 decades, for two three simple reasons: a, never say no to opportunity; b, challenge the comfort zone as much as possible; and c, upgrade yourself. Now imagine GSK opportunity came to me 2 years back, and third time they called me, and this time मेरे को लगा कि चलो चलना चाहिए. So I left my Bangalore and came to Mumbai again, and I'm living alone here, by the way. My family is very much in Bangalore, and I cook my own food at this age. I clean my house on my own. uh, I watched movies alone also. वो ठीक है. But the point is that even at this age, if I am living little independently, everything I'm doing myself, that's also challenging comfort zone. Otherwise, बीवी के हाथ का खाना कौन छोड़ के जाएगा? And with the best company of my girls, I've got two daughters, by the way. So and I've got a very very beautiful pet also, she dog. तो वो छोड़ के देखो मैं यहाँ पर हूँ, but करियर के लिए करना पड़ता है. And Bombay has been treating me very well. And so and then the learnings are very much in GSK as well, because the scale is massive. When AstraZeneca, I had a team of only 1,000 employees, but here I have a base of 3,500 plus employees. That time the turnover of AstraZeneca was 500 to 600 crore. Here the turnover is almost 4,000 crore. So the scale is huge. So when you see the scale is huge, the complexity is more, you learn more, right? uh, right now I am in my mid 50s, yet I am in GSK, and I'm quite open. कल को और भी अच्छी opportunity आती है at my later part of when I'm going to get retired, I'll be very keen to explore. So idea is simple: explore, be curious about it, but upgrade yourself. So that's been my career journey. I sorry it's a long answer, but अब 3 decade को कहीं तो sum up करना था अपने को.
Thank you so much, sir. That's a really inspirational journey, I would say. Sir, Zed wants to ask, I saw you awarded for the training and development methods. What are the trainings you would suggest for freshers or students who are in third or fourth year in college, which might turn out really useful in future?
देखो, and don't take it personally, by the way. What I'm going to say, what I've been saying it may or may not apply to you. But I will be very happy. Uh, People do ask in the interview technical questions, and it's required. But that's only 20 to 30% part of it. What they would imagine to see you, your presentation skills, your communication skills. Very important, the way you dressed up is as basic as that, right? Uh, so I would say the basic sessions on business etiquettes, right? Presentation skills, articulation is something I'll be very encouraging you all to pick it up. Massive courses are available in the internet. Watch some YouTube videos, how people communicate, how people do talk. That's one. Second thing, what they would imagine from all of you is that whether you have a problem solving skills also or not. Do you have, I would say, conceptual skills where you can solve the problem, uh, uh, even though uh, even though you may not come with the best problem, but what process you follow to solve the problem, they would like to see that, and they would appreciate that, right? And the last thing I would say, uh, how good you are in analysis, which means the data management, statistics, is something as basic as that. People would like to see that when you take a decision, the decision is based on emotions or decision is based on the data. So, but I would still say data. You can learn data management when you join the organization. But first thing foremost, I would say the presentation and communication skills is at most important. In fact, there was one article which I read recently. It is by one of the top job hunter firm in the world. It says your 40% of salary goes only for one skill, and that is called your communication. So if that's the case B, so imagine the scope of communication skills, so presentation skills become utmost important. Yeah, I hope that
Thank you,
answers the
sir.
question.
Yes, sir. Sure. Sir, Nihita wants to ask, so generally we think about industries, we will think about QA, QC departments, mostly So, but what if a girl want to get into a marketing and sales department? So, is it have a scope for girls? And if so, how can we get into it? And what are the basic requirements should we have? And what we want to get into pharma industries?
Okay, the statement which I'm going to make is going to be a very biased statement, and it may offend some of my male friends also. Uh, doesn't mean that I've got two daughters and I'm biased, but it's a reality of life. Today, the lot of opportunities are there for female colleagues. Little more even, if I have to say so. Yeah, and it's a corporate requirement also to have क्या बोलते हैं उसको inclusion and diversity. And diversity means the gender diversity we are talking about. Like two of my company, the current, the previous company, we had a scorecard कि इतने लोग तो फीमेल होनी ही चाहिए. And in sales is a immense opportunities for females to come, and when you come to sales you go to marketing also. Yeah, so I would encourage all of you, male, female, everybody. Sales is the where the excitement is more, action is more, and mind you, money is also more. So you're more than welcome, and uh, there also what is required: a good personality, the way you carry yourself, and more important, your communication skills. As simple as that. So आप इन पे काम कीजिए, and as I told you already, the markers are very clear. It's a growing industry. 10% growth year by year. Can you imagine at a base of 2 lakh crore? Can you? No, don't worry. I'm not sounding very political, but if governments cannot offer many jobs, this industry will offer many jobs. As simple as that for the youngsters. What more I can say?
Yes, sir. I hope Nehita got her answer. So Vrinda wants to ask, as a fresher, the stability one may get in industry is always a concern. Can you elaborate and the right approach for progressive growth?
Why I'm going to push back this question. Why the entry is so difficult? If you can expand on that, please, I'll be more than happy to understand the question first.
So she wants to ask about stability when we enter in any industry. As a fresher, the stability is always a concern. So she wants to ask, what is the right approach for the progressive growth in the industry?
Stability from the company point of view or from the employee point of view. Anyway, I'll still try to answer a question. I think I got the sense of what she is trying to ask. Uh, because one thing is very sure: when you are young, I mean, irrespective whether you're young or you're in your mid career, also, even at my age, there are certain fundamental will not change. If you're putting your best effort and you show your ethical behavior, you'll be picked up at any point of time, picked up for the next level. All right. There are certain values on which you will operate, and there are certain values company will also give you. And when you align your personal values with the organizational values and live those values day in day out, don't worry, stability will not be a concern. That's number one. Number two, when you join any house, look for new experiences. Don't stuck to one job for more than 2 years, especially in your early 10 years, the first 10 years. 2 साल मार्केटिंग में काम किया, 2 साल ट्रेड में काम किया, 2 साल डिजिटल में काम किया, ऑपरेशंस में काम किया, so that you become a comprehensive, well-rounded professional by the time you reach your early 30s. So earlier in your career, more you gain new experiences, the new roles within the organization or within the industry will be more beneficial. Uh, I mean, if you say, no, 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 I love sales, no, no, I love marketing, you don't love anything. It's your comfort which is talking, right? There's nothing like love. You only love your family and your spouse or your kids, frankly speaking. The moment people say, no, no, I love this job, yeah, I love this job, fine, but I love this thing. It's only that you love your comfort zone, right? So as I said, I love eating chicken. It's my comfort zone. Whenever chicken will come, I love it. It's my comfort zone is talking about. All I say, I love reading Times of India because I have been reading Times of India last 30 years. अब वो habit बन चुका है. But in your career, you can't make habits. You have to make your experiences which counts. So, to answer to the lady, I would say go for newer experiences, show the merit of your work, and be remain ethical will make you all the time not only stable but relevant on the top.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, Mohit wants to ask, from your experience and perspective, what kind of soft skills would you suggest for a person to develop to sustain in any industry?
देखो यार, few soft skills I already told you in terms of the way you articulate, the way you communicate. Uh, Very important the way you listen also, because communication does not mean you only speak, you got to listen also. So listening is a very good soft skills. Uh, and there's an old quote also, no, which says that God has given us one mouth and two ears. There's a relevant to that also. So listening is a very important skill. And nowadays people don't say it's a skill; it's an attitude. If I decide not to listen to you, or if I decide to listen to you, it's not a skill; it's an attitude. It's my respect to you or disrespect to you, irrespective. So वो एक बहुत ज़रूरी है. I think we Indians are not a very good listeners in any case. uh, we love to talk more, we love to speak more. Culturally we are like this, especially when you see people coming from north till west. By the time you reach to south, you will find people are more better good listener. Again, culturally we are a very diverse country, and thankfully I had a chance to work and live in all the parts of the country, so I could relate what I'm talking about. So Mohit, to you dear, good listening skills, good presentation skills, uh, good, I would say, the code of conduct is something a very soft skill. Last but not the least, I'll repeat once again for the sake of repetition, is uh, is your problem solving skills, which means are you the one who brings the problem, or are you the one who also identify the solutions? So when you go and reach to your boss or your mentor, "Arey sir, I have a problem. Arey sir, I have a problem. So this time this problem." So people get an impression, yeah, this gentleman always come with spotting a problem. Okay. But tomorrow when you flip the coin by saying, "Sir, I have seen this problem, but here is a solution which I want to discuss with you." Wow. Now that's a skill which I'm looking at. And it's a very good soft skill to do. Okay, I have seen the problem, I have observed the problem, but I have also thought of some solution which I want to discuss with you. So when you say like that, when you speak like that, when you build this approach, that's the best attitude to have. Or there's a quote also: "Are you part of a problem, or are you a part of solution?" So very important. Last thing for you, Mohit, which I realize that this for everybody. Today, one of the skill which everybody would expect in any corporate, in any industry, is called collaborative skills, or I would say teamwork. Right? Nowadays, there's no job which is silo job. तुम अपना काम करो, अपना काम करो. No, it doesn't work. If you go to offices, also a lot of collaboration centers are there. The way the office has been designed, it's an open office. There is no cabins, no cubicles, no walls separating each other. It's an open office. People can see through each other, people can sit together. A lot of collaborative tables are being designed, and they call it a collaborative zone, the zone of collaboration. All colorful names have been given, but the fact is, we as a corporate are generally promoting the culture of collaboration. So if the collaboration comes to you naturally, good for you, you will sail through. If you don't have the chip called collaboration or teamwork, I me myself मैं अपने तरीके से काम करूंगा, so dear, you will have a tough time in any industry. So the only nudge I have that is start building this behavior in your mind, because you are still too young. Till the time you reach to my age, by the time you are fixed. But now you can add any good skill, and you can delete any so unwanted skill in your system. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, you were mute earlier. I think we lost her.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
So sorry, sir. Sir, your next question is what digital tools or platforms do you recommend for pharmacy students to enhance their knowledge and skills?
Look, your voice is cracking. I could not hear it. Can you repeat again?
Sure, sir. The question is what digital tools or platforms do you recommend for pharmacy students to enhance their knowledge and skills?
What knowledge and skills are we talking about, by the way? If somebody can be specific on that, then I can really tell where they have to go. Otherwise, it's an ocean we are talking about.
It's the knowledge and skills that are beneficial in the industry point of view that to get it in a desired role or position for anyone.
Oh, guys, I think you all are basically the Gen Zs, right? Which means you are all born after 1997. If my understanding is right, majority of you, which means you were born with those tools like mobile phone, iPads, and phone. You are born with the internet era. तो अगर आप मुझसे पूछ रहे हो क्वेश्चन तो आई एम वरीड नाउ बट जोक्स अपार्ट देखो यार इंटरनेट में देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स आर अवेलेबल गो टू एनी प्लेटफॉर्म यू जस्ट टाइप इट courses on communication skills. Jesus, you will get tons of courses. We call it MOOCs, massive online operating courses. आप कहीं पे भी जाइए, Coursera's, Byju's, academies तो बहुत सारी हैं. I mean, there are many brands are there. Uh, that way it is good. And by the way, the good thing, sorry, if you don't have a chat GBT as a tool with in your mobile phone, please download it. And if you just type it, chat gpt में what are the tools available, of the courses, you will get all the information. You don't need Pankaj Gurusahani or you don't need Dr. Ajit also to guide you nowadays. We are becoming a little obsolete. Chat gpt will tell you everything, right? You go to internet, you go to YouTube, you go to any, the AI will give you information on their own. Ki, Pankaj, you have gone through communication skills course. Congratulations. Here are a list of courses for you which you would like to see. Ask yourself, when you watch a movie in Netflix, after one day you get to see, since you have seen this movie, we are recommending this movie to be seen also. That's the power of AI. आप तो उस वर्ल्ड में हो कि आपको हमसे पूछने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी. आप एक बार इंटरनेट पे जा रहे हो, जाओगे, आपको खुद ही सुनना मिल जाएगा काफी कुछ. आई वुड रादर से where you have to go is not an issue. What you want to learn is the important thing, right? So I repeat again, courses on communication, presentation, business etiquettes, problem solving skills, digital mindset, right? Collaboration. ये अगर पांच छह चीजें पकड़ लो, and if you go through the multiple courses, online courses, certified courses, LinkedIn learning, अरे how can I forget that, my favorite. Go to LinkedIn learning and you have an access to around 28,000 different courses, and mind you, free of cost. सो इफ यू आर नॉट ऑन लिंक्डइन, तो भैया पहला काम तो ये करो, मेक योर प्रोफाइल अ वेरी एक्यूरेट एंड वेरी ऑथेंटिक वन एंड अ ब्यूटीफुल वन. People should see your profile to say, wow, what a profile I'm talking to. So spend some time on that. That's a starting point for you, because nowadays people don't see the CV, people see the LinkedIn profile. On basis on that they decide how good this person or how may not be good this person is. They decide like this, the job hunters, the company people. Of late, the CV is not the thing anymore. It's a LinkedIn profile. If it is updated, that's updated. So I would request you, encourage you, use your LinkedIn profile as your CV, and then you see the magic happens after that. Sounds good?
Yes, thank you. So the next question is, given your extensive experience in the pharmaceutical industry, how important is it for a pharmacy student to attend industry events? And what strategies do you recommend for effectively communicating with professionals and staying updated on industry trends?
Oh, first answer is simple. Yes, you should attend the events as much as possible. Knowledge is a great leveler in any case, and you should know what is happening in the industry. It keeps you updated. Whether you attend physical or online makes no difference as long as the content is rich. So yes, you should attend that, and you should be a part of multiple communities also, multiple groups also. Because networking is very important. All right. And that's the reason I'll say more than Instagram and Facebook. If you focus on LinkedIn, not that I'm not recommending not to use Instagram and Facebook, but that's a different platform for different reasons. The objective to be on Instagram is very different, and to be on Facebook. LinkedIn is very, very professional piece, right? So see to it that you become a part of multiple groups in LinkedIn prevailing, and once you are part of those group, you will start getting the invites for all the events, the communications, and all that. Even if you type in LinkedIn, pharmaceutical manufacturing group, for example, or pharmacy group of India, pharmaceutical industry, manufacturer. You just type it, you will get to see tons of group available also, and accordingly, then you be a part of it. Yeah. So because our internet and social media platform has really changed the game. We were limited when we started a career. We were limited by all these technologies. There was no technology at all. In fact, I started learning computer when I joined Lilly. उससे पहले तो I have no access to computer also, in spite of having from a decent family background. Yeah? So, but now you are just one tap away to go anywhere, wherever you want to go. So that's my holistic answer at this point of time. But it's tons of information available. मैं क्या बताऊँ आपको? I should not limiting you by telling you only one or two things is all I'm saying. I'm saying the ocean is available. Please go and explore on the internet. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, Divyam wants to ask, assume I have the enough capital to start and run a manufacturing industry on a decent scale. What could be the best stepwise procedure for that? And anything in particular I must be aware beforehand according to your experience in this industry?
Oh, yeah. First thing, hire me. No, no, just kidding. Okay. Uh, I would still say, in spite, you're lucky, and I'm so glad to know that you have got enough capital to start manufacturing unit. I would still say, don't start with manufacturing first. Go to the market, work in the field, see how the pedals are moving of the industry, uh, how it is a well-knitted industry. थोड़ा सीख लो पहले आप एक दो साल experiment कर लो, and you will really get to see the trick of trades. That should be a starting point, because what you want to manufacture is also very important, right? One, let's say if you want to go for formulation, what therapy areas? Why this therapy area? Why not this therapy area? Within this therapy area, which medication I should take? Innovation, conservative, generic, etc., etc. So वो सारी आपको insights मिलेंगी when you are in the market as one of the learner. So I always encourage people not to wear an entrepreneurial hat so fast. एक दो साल काम कर लो. Think that you are extended your learning, and in this learning you're also being paid. गलत क्या है? See, ultimately you have to work for 30, 40 years. I'm assuming you'll remain healthy, agile, God willingly. So अगर 30-40 साल काम करना है आपको, या 30 साल भी काम करना है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक दो साल लेट भी शुरू करें, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. द काम विच यू वांट टू डू वर्क, बट you start with job. Learn the traits, learn the policies, learn the protocols, learn the discipline. Very important, because a job tells you discipline, it teaches you discipline a lot. अपनी अपनी होती है जब जॉब होती है, या अपना जो होता है सेटअप, उसमें डिसिप्लिन नहीं आता. Unless until you are born with discipline chip, that's a different story. But you really learn protocols, the guidelines, the policies, the rule book. There are some unwritten rules also of the industry of the company you will learn. And when you work under a supervisor, you really learn what's the good thing he does to you, and what's the wrong thing he will do to you also. So whichever way, matlab, you will see what is working and what is not working. And when you know that thing, then I think the best thing is to start your manufacturing unit, because you are lucky to have such a good capital. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you so much, sir. So, one last question. How to get shortlisted by the HR? What does HR see in a resume? And if one does have not a if one does not have a pharmaceutical industry experience, this is the most important according to me.
Arre baap re. I have just hired two interns and none was having a pharmaceutical experience. It's just last week only. One from Flame University and one from I don't remember the college. Yeah, from Bombay College only. And one person wants to become a data scientist, and one person wants to go to human resources. And none had a background of the pharmaceutical, honestly speaking. And I hired them only on two front, frankly speaking: good communication skills and good problem solving skills. I just gave them some hypothetical problems कि कैसे करोगे, क्या करोगे, कहाँ जाओगे. I really wanted to see what approach do they follow, and of course, the kind of a communication skills what they had, and obviously bit of a technical front. For example, if you're good with Excel, and in Excel you're good with pivot, अरे सोने पे सुहागा, which means then I don't have to train you on pivot and all that. You are coming up with chip, and thankfully both the lady and gentleman had the chip also with them. So I'm just sharing with you my last week experience only when I've hired two good interns. So principally यही होता है. Uh, there are certain things which you can learn on the job, but if you really want to cut the ice with HR, make sure that your CV should not be beyond one page. One page should be the very good size page. जितना लंबा लिखोगे टाइम भी लोगों के पास नहीं है पढ़ने का. The people don't have a very long memory span. So but your one page CV is well written, well documented, uh, uh, very well checked also, in terms of the spellings, in terms of grammar. That's the first thing which we see. Okay, and that's also part of written communication. Number two, how you present yourself, how casual you are while sitting, whether you're shaved also or not. Male, I'm talking about, or are you wearing a good shirt or a good dress code also, which means you're well prepared for the interview. Third thing, the company for which you are joining, you intend to join, you should do a thorough research about the company. Company क्या करती है, कैसे करती है. In fact, I do reject people upfront when they say, "Sir, I don't know about GSK." I said, "If you don't know about GSK, then what are you doing here? Go. If you're interested in GSK, then you should do research, no." और आज की तारीख में तो इंटरनेट पे एवरीथिंग इज देयर. यू टाइप GSK, you will get everything. All right. So third thing is, whichever the company you're trying to go for a job, you should do a thorough research about that company. Thorough research. पूरी उसकी जन्मपत्री पढ़ के जाओ. Uh, Another thing, the job which you're applying, I'm sure you have seen the job description. Try to relate your candidature with the job description, that how suitable you are for this job. Now, you may not have all the good skill sets to complement the job. You must pick up two, three skill sets which you think will really cut the ice and talk about that skills. This demonstrate that skills only. Suppose if I say, sir, I'm a very good communicator, but you're not able to articulate very well, then क्या बोल रहा है? बोलता है, I'm a very good communicator, but look at his communication, very mediocre. So that way, pick up the battles which you can win. It's also very important. So your candidature should relate to the job which has got, the JD which has got. So if you can see both are talking to each other, then I think that way you should be able to prepare yourself accordingly. People may even ask you, why do you think you are a good team player? Give me one example. The example should come automatically and immediately, instantly. If you think, let me see, let me think, you know what. So if you're taking so much of time, which means you're not a natural team player in any case. I'm just giving some example. But this is what we see: the spontaneity in your responses, the clarity in responses, and of course the articulation. So I hope that answers to your last question, even.
Thank you so much for all the answers, sir. So, as we wrap up the session, on behalf of Climate Research Solutions, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude for gracing us with your presence and sharing your invaluable insights and expertise with us. Your passion for continuous learning and dedication to nurturing talent within organizations serve as a beacon of inspiration for all of us. We are particularly grateful for your thoughtful responses to our questions and for engaging with us in such a meaningful and interactive manner. Your ability to simplify complex concepts and your genuine enthusiasm for helping others succeed have left us a lasting impression on all of us. We would like to express our appreciation for your professionalism, warmth, and the generosity throughout your time with us. Your presence has truly elevated the quality of our event. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Gurusahani, sir, for your invaluable contribution to our event. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you. And once again, thanks to the organizer for inviting me as well. I hope I have given some bit of a value addition here. But more than happy to stay connected. I'm on LinkedIn, very much alive. So if somebody wants to reach out to me through LinkedIn, more than happy. All the very best. And I'm sure each one of you do exceptionally well in your life. Take care.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful session. And I would like to extend my thanks. You have spent almost 1.5 hours with us, and it was really amazing. And I believe that my students have learned a lot from you, and they will be using those, skills and tips in their, career further. Thank you very much.
Take care, Ji. Thank you very much once again. Best wishes. Kudos to
Thank
all
you,
of you.
thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
I hope everyone has filled the feedback form so we can end the meeting. Great. Link we have shared already, right? Isn't it? Share once more. Share the link once more, Nisarga. Nisarga,
Yes,
share the
yes, sir.
link. Yeah, yeah, yeah.